guys, it's Sadie. Why am I holding my phone? Hey guys, it's Sadie, and today I'm going to be filming a super chill sit-down video because you guys have probably been seeing in the comments some questions like, what is that block that you have on your hip, which is like this thing. I have shared with the internet that I do have type 1 diabetes, and I've been getting so many questions on how I deal with dance, how I manage diabetes in my life, how it makes me feel, how to be confident with it. Diabetes is something that I have to deal with non-stop every single day. Yes, it is a bit of a struggle, and I was diagnosed a week after I turned 3, so I've had diabetes for around 12 years. I do believe that I have a very healthy lifestyle, although I can't get rid of my type 1 diabetes just by doing that. It is genetic. It is a lot of pressure to explain everything that I want to explain right, but here I am. I have it all planned out, and I'm just going to tell you guys everything that I want to tell you about diabetes. Please stay and watch this video. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this in the first place. So let's just get right into this video. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is what is diabetes. A lot of people are like, oh, you have like diabetes, like what is that? Basically, our bodies use glucose that we get from our food to produce energy. So if you eat a piece of so your body produces a hormone called insulin, and insulin converts the glucose that you get from your food into energy that you can use to dance and party. Your pancreas doesn't produce insulin anymore, so right now my pancreas doesn't work. And for type 1 diabetics, their pancreas no longer can produce insulin. So that is basically the key major features. There's a bunch of scientific things that I'm not going to mention in this video. I don't want to bore you guys, but basically those are like the key things about diabetes. So there are also two types of diabetes. There's type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is the one that I have. It is genetic. There is no prevention and there is no cure. So even if you're the cleanest, most healthy eater in the world, you can still get type 1 diabetes, and there's also no cure. It's okay, guys, it's coming. I see it in the future. With my clout goggles, I see it in the future. And then there is type 2 diabetes. That's type 4 diabetes. There's no type 4 diabetes, which is the most common type of diabetes. It is basically caused by having an unhealthy lifestyle, although it can be prevented by eating healthy, being active, just being like a healthy, active person, and it can be reversed. But unfortunately, you cannot yet get rid of type 1 diabetes. So how do I, as a type 1 diabetic, get insulin? Because my pancreas doesn't work. How do I get insulin, you know? I get so many comments on it. It is called an insulin pump, and basically it is a little electronic device that has insulin inside of it, and whenever I eat, I enter how much insulin I want to put in, and then the insulin will go right into my body and work like a pancreas. So basically it's a mechanical pancreas that is outside of your body, and my pump is always attached to me at all times unless I take a pump holiday, my family likes to call it. And when I take a pump holiday, I use my insulin pens. They're basically just like syringes that are filled with insulin that you can inject. Instead of having the tube that's always connected to you for a pump, you just inject the insulin manually. So for taking insulin, I will either use my insulin pump or injections. I feel like I've been rambling so much already. And I'm going to list where I get my pump and my diabetes supplies down below. So if you guys have diabetes, then you can just click that link and maybe get some of the same things that I use. So it is very, very, very hard to match insulin with glucose. It is a constant struggle, like let me tell you. There's so many factors when it comes to matching insulin with glucose, but these are some factors that always influence how much insulin I take and how I take it. The first thing is exercise. I am a competitive dancer, so I'm always doing exercise, so I will adjust my insulin according to that. The second thing is stress. I know last year when I was taking my exams, I would go high, or at dance competitions, I would always go high because of the adrenaline. So if you have diabetes and you are like, oh my gosh, I just took a test and now I'm like so high, it could be because of your stress and anxiety. The third thing is food. Obviously, food is going to affect your blood sugar, and it's going to be very hard because some foods are very high in glucose and some foods are very fatty, so they'll come in a lot later. And the last thing is hormones. I am a teenager and hormones is a huge part of my life, so when my hormones are acting up, I do usually get a little bit of wonky blood sugar, but those are the four main things that will make it hard for me to match my insulin to my glucose. But there are two main things that have drastically, and let me tell you, drastically helped me match my insulin to my glucose. So the first thing is eating low carb. I can't stress this enough. I recommend it to every single diabetic, no matter your age, no matter how long you've had diabetes for. So what I do is I don't eat cereal, don't eat bread, don't eat crackers, cookies, cakes, anything like that, anything high carb. I eat fruit sometimes, but rarely. I find that eating low carb definitely makes it easier to match the spike in the glucose after eating, and it has helped my blood sugar so much. I don't have those like spikes come back down and then like up and down and up and down. And the second thing I do is I test a lot. If you're always checking your blood sugar to catch before you go high, you can correct. Before you go extremely low, you can eat something. And honestly, you'll feel so much better when you're in control of your glucose and you know exactly what your body's doing. I'm gonna be honest, it is hard to remember to test, and it is so hard to be able to bring your tester everywhere. What I try to keep my number between is 3.8 and like 5s. High 5s. That is like my target range. I use this thing called a continuous glucose monitor, and it is a patch on my arm. It is like a needle, but it doesn't hurt at all when it goes in. This attaches to this sensor. It is called the Freestyle Libra. This has changed my life so much. Okay, you hover it over the sensor that's on your arm and it will test you, and it will show you the graph of your blood sugars throughout the day, and you can see if you stayed in your target range all day, which is so useful. It's also super portable, so you can just like bring this in your wallet, in your purse, in your bag. And don't be shy about your diabetes. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You are not alone. I have it, and I still can do a YouTube channel. I can do competitive dance. I can go out to movies. I can live my normal life. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down below and I will definitely answer them. This is a really important video to me, and I hope that I could help some of you guys. And let me know if you guys want some low carb snack ideas, because I would definitely make a video on that. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video.